Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Energy Medicine with Monica. I'm your facilitator, leader. Um, I don't know how else to put it. Certified body practitioner and energy medicine practitioner. And welcome to my channel. And this is your space to explore what is ready to be shifted using consciousness-based medicine, helping you heal, align, and synthesize what is ready to be released. So you are your own healer, and I am simply your guide. In today's work, what we're going to be focusing on is simplifying to simplify your life, whether that be if you're having uh, pain in your body, you're experiencing psychic pain, emotional tension, emotional pain. It can also be pain with your environment. So, um, there's some places within my house that I really don't like getting to. So my basement is one of them, and I stuff papers in drawers because I really do not like taking care of paperwork. So those are my things that I'd like to address in this session to help shift from avoidance, just stuffing it in the drawer or throwing it downstairs in the basement to simplify um, the task. I want to keep it really simple, but in life, the mind, thoughts, past experiences, active memories plug up the body mind's capacity to simplify and get through a task. So it can be complex. I have a lot of papers to go through, years of income tax papers that I need to file. I've done my taxes, but I need to sort them out, put them away, throw out what doesn't need to be kept, and store or file the rest. It could be a complex process. It doesn't need to be complicated. Complicated is all of the mind get so you get involved with thinking about doing something, which for me increases dread, this kind of lethargic feeling. I don't want to do it. I don't want to get it. I don't want to get to it. Procrastination comes in, and I get really involved with the task, with my thinking. So we want to use this waning moon to help to simplify, to retract, to let go what is ready to be shifted and let go. So, through the body mind, we're going to help the gut brain first to let go of stored emotion. We don't need to store our emotions. Emotions are simply energy in motion. And it actually goes through the brain, through the limbic brain, in a 90-second loop. 90 seconds, that's all it takes for the emotion to move through the body. Really quick, super efficient. But if you keep thinking about something and attach, and then you have an energetic response through emotion, you're creating neural pathways to already to anticipate dread or procrastination or avoidance or the anticipation of pain. Now, I understand if you are in physical pain, that's not made up, but you can do something for yourself in that moment to simplify. Maybe if you're forcing yourself to do really big movements, it's really simple. If you're caught in pain, and I was for a long time, 4 years of excruciating pain, and sometimes it was just a slight movement. That was all I needed to do to change the neural pathways, to minimize or to create new neural pathways that that are stuck within my brain, stuck within the nervous system to anticipate discomfort. I want to shift that. So we're using this new moon to retract those neurological pathways to anticipate things have just gone bad, and they're always going to be bad, and it's always going to be like this. The body is a miraculous thing. It heals and knows how to heal, and healing is possible. When you get involved with it, that it'll still happen, but it could take a little while. is you get involved with the pain, perhaps, or involved with healing, or perhaps you give yourself really stringent rules of what healing looks like. Keeping it really nice and simple. Again, really complex. You have trillions of cells and they're in constant communication. And it happens sometimes that, the airways in your body mind get a little staticky. So in this session, we're helping to clear up that communication, focusing on the neural pathways for simple, complex, but simple. Complicated is of the mind. You'll say, oh, it's complicated. No, it's not. It's, it's complicated when you make it so. There we go. There's a nice shift there. We're going into the liver, the gallbladder, and the small intestines. We need to do a dumping here. I could see just undigested food stuck in here that's created mold. We've got a build-up of sugar. So depending on your sugar consumption, sugar can throw off thinking patterns. It increases inflammation. It causes a whole bunch of problems within the body. We want to minimize sugar intake. We've got the holiday season coming up, and you can feel for yourself what is your limit. Give yourself a little treat. I'm not saying don't eat it, but be mindful of what you're putting into your body. Oh, so we need to start to balance. We're going to clean up the gut and that digest the liver and the gallbladder, then we need to have them in good communication and good functioning, along with a solid small intestines that's doing a good job of discernment. So discernment happens before you ingest the piece of food or ingest the piece of information. Your microbiome, the digestive system starts actually 1 inch before the mouth. So this is sometimes when you're taking something in and you stop. That's the healthy gut going, nope, this is not for me. And it's immediate. But what ends up happening? We make things complicated. Instead of listening to the wisdom of the gut, we go, no, I should be okay eating this. There's no reason I shouldn't be eating this. Or maybe, there we go. All these thoughts come in with what you should be ingesting. So this also means be careful of what you ingest, whether that be food, experiences, pieces of information. You shouldn't be watching everything. And then the discernment of the gut gets all kind of frazzled. It gets really wonky. It's not thinking clearly. We want a nice thinking brain. For the gut, that discernment to be clear. And I can see food backed up in here, sugar, candida. We've got some mold within that small intestines. We've also got a lot of leaky gut or bowel problems, so that the food that you are eating, let's say if you are having a balanced meal, there's some leaky gut going in so that the small intestines is not doing a good job at retaining the nutritional value of the food. And then we've got also environmental factors coming in. It's going to run a body chemistry here to toxins that they put inside the food. So whether that be genetically modified food or let's say the cow or the pig or the chicken is not eating a high quality diet or it's being mistreated some way, that also affects the value or the sorry, the quality of the meat, and we're ingesting that. We want to clean that up. Oh, glyphosate came up. So Roundup. So pesticides. I'm just going to keep it as pesticides. I shouldn't have that. Okay. Pesticides, genetically modified food, the food itself being tampered with. And then we also have another environmental impact of the people who handle the food. So you can taste the difference when something is made with love. It doesn't have to be an extraordinary thing. I love to feed my kids. It is one of the things that brings me one of the biggest joys. Um, and they always say it always tastes better when you make it, Mum. I'm not making anything fancy. I'm slapping a sandwich together. It's nothing fancy. But they say, no, no, I want you to make it. It tastes so much better when you make it. Now you can think that's one side when food is handled with love, when food is handled with care, when food is handled with respect. Whew. Ooh. When food is handled with gratitude. On the opposite side, if you're angrily making a sandwich, it's gonna taste yuck. It's like, begrudgingly making your children a sandwich. I'm again, I don't ever do anything. I have to do everything around this house. Always have to cook them food. Or even if you're not doing it for anybody else, even for the food that you make for yourself, begrudgingly making this meal. We're going to shift that with a body chemistry and also some gratitude. We're bringing in gratitude for the abundance that you have. Now, even if you have a little, you have abundance within. There we go. So I'm seeing the gut clearing up. We're repairing the cells of the small intestines, the mitochondria, the lining, the millevilli, those little feelers in the small intestines. We got to clean those up. I'm going to do a body chemistry to environmental toxins, the ones that I've discussed. Out it goes. If this is something that you don't struggle with, fantastic. But if you do, you can concentrate on your gut, and we can start to use that new moon to extract the toxins and let them go with simplicity, with ease, without, getting involved with what's happening. It's like looking at, my teacher always says, it's like looking at a pile of poo and wondering why you pooped and wondering what's inside your poop and then examining the poop and then you'll just find more poop. And it just multiplies exponentially. In this work, what we're doing is we're reducing, we're deducting, right? Simplifying it. Complex, but simple. Great. Now, I thought I was going to go up into the liver and the gallbladder. Um, but we are going to the diaphragm, specifically also the rib cage, the floating rib. So we need to clear out that diaphragm so that we can breathe fully, so that oxygenated blood, that oxygen gets through the whole body and oxygenates the organs below. So every time you breathe, your diaphragm's like this beautiful little balloon, and it opens and it closes, and it opens and it closes. And what it does is it massages your organs. It's like a daily massage with every breath for your liver, ooh, the pancreas and the spleen. It's constantly this beautiful massage. And I'm doing this, and I could feel my liver relaxing. I could feel my whole body relaxing. Liver's really stressed. Poor liver gets such a bad rap. Such a bad rap. This is where resentment and grudge holding can take place. So we want to let go of resentment out of the liver. The liver's natural emotion, its healthy emotion, is anger. It knows what to do with it. It gets angry, and it's like you go into a messy, woof, I'm feeling really dizzy. You go into a messy room, you see it, I'm sweating even. Anger kicks in, you clean up the room, no thoughts. Just walk in, anger is catalyzed, the room is clean, you walk out. Oh, you walk into the now on the flip side. You walk into the room, see the messy room, the stories and resentments start to spew, whether towards others or yourself. It doesn't matter. It's resentment, resending the angry stories over and over and over again. What? You need to dump those stories out of the liver. Now, the liver has sometimes, when it's having a little bit of struggle digesting a piece of meat or a piece of food or a piece of sugar, that could also impact the liver's ability to organize and plan. Poor liver. It's such a bad rap. It's such an important organ. So we're going to help the liver. We're going to give the liver some support here to dump resentment. And on the flip side, acknowledge your anger without judging, without judgment of it. This is unacknowledged anger. It's coming up to support a shift. It catalyzes change. It's movement. Without anger, I would not be animated. I would not be animated. My blood wouldn't be pumping, my lymphatic system wouldn't be working, and my arms wouldn't be moving. I wouldn't be animated. This is anger, and it catalyzes change within your life. And it's a great time now with this moon and the waning moon to look at what needs some attention in your life and what you've been avoiding or holding a grudge or resentment towards, even if that person is yourself. And then we need to go ahead and then do a little bit of a broken telephone cleanup between the liver and the gallbladder. They're friends. This is liver, and there's the gallbladder, and they're buddies. The liver organizes and plans, and then sends that information to the gallbladder, and gallbladder goes, making a choice. And then a choice just happens. So if you are someone like, well, Monica, I'm, it's not my fault I made that decision. It's they made me make that choice. And I sit down and I diligently go through my pros and cons about all the choices that I make. Okay, go for it. Have at her. Have you ever been to a restaurant and you go in and you've made all of your deductions, you've made all of your decision making, and you're like, I know what I'm going to have. I'm going to have a salad and a chicken. And then the waiter or the waitress shows up and then they say, order please. And you say, burger and fries. Choices just happen. The decisions just make it. You just make them. I don't know how you make them. They just happen. So we need to start draining that uh, cowardice from the gallbladder um, to make a choice. And if you're stuck in like wishy-washiness, that's a gallbladder. That's not so healthy. So helping the liver to organize and plan, cleaning up that broken telephone between the liver and the gallbladder, and then we're draining and we're anchoring it to the heart. That's self-judgment, that's self-punishment for all of the decisions you've made in your life. Yeah. So let's see how this goes. I'm going to tap this in. This feels like a really nice place to land. Thank you so much for calling in this sacred medicine. I'd love to hear about your shifts, what you've noticed, even if you've been triggered. That is a great way to know that there is a wound coming up to be tended to be healed, something that's calling for your attention. If you need my personal help, please reach out. Please like, share, and subscribe. It helps me to grow this channel and to continue to get this work out to everyone. Happy weekend, everybody.